Good morning. It's cold but dry. We are going to go and get our first baguettes, which I've been super excited about, and enjoy them before a nice explore. I'm going the wrong way. The supermarket across the road had gas, a laundry, lots of food. Bread and cheese were the first things that I eyed up, and I might have thrown some in my basket. We then hit the road to drive round the corner to try and find the cemetery where Paul's great uncle was buried. So we got ready. Where are we?
Le Pugnoi military cemetery in northern France, just where my great uncle is buried. He was killed on the first day of the Battle of Loos on the 25th of September 1915. He was part of the 1st, the 18th London Irish Regiment. He was a regular soldier, and they were known as the footballers of Loos, as they kicked a football across no man's land as they attacked and took the village of Loos, which is about 10 miles that way. So this was the site of a military hospital dressing station where the wounded were brought back, and he died of his wounds here, or somewhere around here.
Gosh.
So we're going to go and find his grave.
We grabbed the list out of the vault to have a look.
Brown, Corporal LG 1044, 18th Battalion London Regiment, the London Irish Regiment. IC50, good lord, this is going to be hard. Oh god.
And then we found it down the end of the cemetery near this beautiful tree. Really did stop us in our tracks. We paid our respects and then took a little bit of time walking around, reading as many of the headstones as we possibly could. It was so quiet. And there was even one lone German soldier headstone on the edge as well. And I love the way these tree roots grew around the headstones. It really was beautiful. I pulled out the visitor's book to leave our mark, and the ones before were from Paignton, just up the road from us, which we absolutely couldn't believe. We then hit the road again to take another short drive towards Loos, because we wanted to find some other little cemeteries to have a look around whilst we were here. We then took off the beaten track to this tree. So just stood right in the middle of the battleground where the Battle of Loos took place. Some prominent features, the big slag heap behind us there, which was a reference point as they were attacking, and here the lone tree. So apparently this was the only tree on the battlefield, a cherry tree. It was obviously heavily bombarded, and still is here to this day. And just behind me there, up that track, is Loos, and we're going to go to the cemetery and memorial in just a little while. But yeah, quite surreal. The tree had a little plaque under it to say it had been replanted since the bombardments, which is understandable, but wonderful that it is still here, and it was great to visit. But we left it behind us, carried along this dirt track a very small way to some more cemeteries that we wanted to have a look at. This is Bois Carré, a mass grave from the Battle of Loos, which they've turned into a little cemetery. So there are some headstones here. Some are just soldiers and some are named, but a lot of them have on it that they were just known to be buried in this cemetery, which was a bit heartbreaking. We headed back to the van for a cuppa. This time I didn't leave milk in with the tea bag for those that offended. Drove on to our next spot, ate some of that delicious bread, and this was the Hill 70 Memorial. So the Canadians had a big part here, hence the maple leaves in the paths there, and a big Canada Memorial. It was a lovely stroll around, but very quickly we noticed the sheer size of it. Didn't usually like talking in graveyards, but I just need to say that there are 3,000 men buried here in this one graveyard from the Battle of Loos. 2/3 are unidentified, and it's just heartbreaking. Lots of unmarked graves indeed. This little note read, "On the 2nd of July I carried your last remains to this final resting place. I do not know you, but I will always remember you." That really did stop us in our tracks. These bits here are a little extension where obviously they are still finding remains and laying them to rest. We jump back on the road again for about another half an hour. Thiepval on the Somme to visit the big memorial here. You can see it in the distance on the left. It was easy to find the museum there, signposted, and parking was really easy. We stopped, took a walk to the memorial itself, and wow, it was absolutely huge with views out across the valley of the Somme. What was striking is that this monument is engraved with 72,000 names of those that died without a named or a marked grave. So they're all the missing soldiers that died in this battle, and it's really incomprehensible. Absolutely huge. Outside, some French crosses there for their unknown soldiers as well. But yeah, we walked back to the van. Bosun was very, very excited to get back in because it was dinner time. We knocked up a little quick curry with a lovely naan bread and stuck on some World War I films just to sum up the day. And as we were parking here for the night, we decided to have a nighttime explore around the monument as well. And it was all lit up, looking absolutely beautiful. A little bit eerie, but so still. It was gorgeous. So well worth a park up here if you need somewhere to stop. And in summary, a little bit of driving today towards Loos, then past Arras, down to where we are right now. Catch you tomorrow.